Hello everyone, welcome to the God Stack with a little bit of music. That's nice, really good. How are you? How was your day? Bruno's not gonna be here today, so it's just gonna be me and you from the other side. No problem at all. What are we gonna do today? It's gonna be something really nice. We are going to work with storybook, and we will understand the storybook. So why do we need that? So do we really need that? There is anyone using it? So how is that? And we are going to use that on our application. We will understand how does that work. Okay, that's the plan for today. I'm really happy that you are here, so let's do it. First things first, let's go to the programming, and there we go. Let's get some music. Let's make it not that loud, so something on the background. Let's get some moods. Let's see what we're gonna use today. I really like this, animated background, because I will be just me today, so I need some kind of good music, going there. I don't need to hear anything else. Just need to I just make the sound goes more. It's not that loud, I believe now. Hello Duquito, welcome to the God Stack. Can you tell me if the sound is good? Let me just some gems. Where's that? Electronic and dance. Let's get something euphoric. Let's see. That's euphoric? The drop's coming? Nice. It's gonna be that. Beautiful. Better now. Nice. Okay. So, storybook. Let's just take a look at the storybook. So, what is that? Do we really need to use that and everything? As the website said, the storybook helps the front-end developers to build components faster. It's true, but it's not. It depends how much do you understand about software development. If you're someone more experienced, this helps you a lot and makes it go really faster. You can see things on the screen, and you don't need, for example, the page to actually see the component. We will understand all of that. I'm just trying to give you a lot of information before we start and before we do anything. Okay, does anyone use storybook? Yes. Let me just make the music a little bit nice. Yes, a lot of companies use it, and there are big companies using. I'm working on a project right now that everyone that works in the projects are seniors, so we are using storybook, and it's helping us a lot. I really recommend you to work with that. Okay, so you can just do storybook examples. Not that one, we'll just do that, and then I'm not cognito. Why did I do that? Okay, so you can have a lot of examples here. So we can just take a look at the examples. It's gonna be a little bit more clear of what does it do? Okay, so for example, let's get the World Food Program from the United Nations. They do have the page they have, it has the storybook. So I'm just going to ignore all the getting started, that's documentation about how would you use the standards in the projects and all of that. Of course, maybe they have a pretty interesting team to do all of that. But if you are alone, I believe that you should concentrate your expectations just in the components that you don't need to do something so good, for example, that the United Nations did. You can just, for example, just go to the components and then you just check a checkbox, and then you're gonna see that this is the example of the checkbox, and then here it's listed all the properties that you can use, what kind of property it's that one, is it true, is it false, what happens when it makes true or false, so you can directly see. So in the terminate, if it's in the terminate true, as you can see, it's just one thing there. So we are going to do that today. So we will focus on the components, installing the library and all of that. Okay, and when we do the code, it's just like Linus said, talk ship, show me the code. So let's go dive into the code. Nice. Okay, I'm in the TDS. What I'm gonna do, it's what I do every single life. Let's clear all the things that's running in the background, because I have a lot of projects that I work in my day. So just clean everything, and then docker compose up, compose up, and 3, 2, 1, there we go. So my application is working. Let's just split this terminal because I'm going to use another one. Okay, and let's just read the manual and see how do we install that. Well, it's saying that we are going to use the npx. It's a CLI for npm that instead of installing the SB library, you can just call npx to call the SB library and then do the init for you. We are going to run that line. So let's do it. And we are going to do that, of course, using Docker exec. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you at home. My monitor tends to do the things not that good. Okay, so Docker execute iterative with terminal. It's gonna be in the front end, and let's execute this command and see what happens. And now it's going to install it for us. Okay, so let's wait a bit. Meanwhile, is waiting, please just tell me in the chat, how are you? How was your day? What you've been doing? And what do you expect to see about Storybook? There you go. It's automatically detects the kind of projects you are working with. Automatically it will understand that it's React, so it will install all the dependencies that Storybook will need in order to work with that. Okay. Okay. Nice. Installing everything. So let's just wait a little bit more. There we go, there we go. And then, nice. If we check our projects, now we have a new folder. It's called .storybook. Okay, and inside this folder we have two different files. One of them, it's about the dependencies and add-ons, plugins that's going to be used to work with storybook. So it's gonna say stories. What kind of files is that? It's all the files that it's stories.mdx or stories.js, JSX, TS, TSX. Okay, we're not using TypeScript, but it's already there configured. If you use that, it's gonna be there. And there are two add-ons. Add-ons, it's just like plugins for Storybook. You can add a lot of plugins to improve the quality of the Storybook, so you can have a lot more features if you use the add-ons. Right now, we will not think about that. We will just think about how to use Storybook. Okay, so let's just take the preview. In the preview, we have these parameters that's going to pass some configurations, getting the background color. You can get the background color, the dates. We will understand that a little bit better in the future. Right now, the preview is just the default configuration of your project. Okay, and it automatically creates a folder called stories inside your src folder. Okay, I don't like that, okay, because what I like to do is the same thing that we do with testing. For example, we have the index.jsx file. It represents my component. We have the index.test.js that represents the test. Of course, if I want to represent the story, I'm going to create index.stories.js. So the folder button will represent everything about a button. Okay, so the same way I don't like to create a separated folder for testing, I don't like to create a separated folder for stories. Okay, I just like to use it inside the same. But what are we gonna do if we want to run the stories? We need to go inside the front-end folder. It's SPA folder. Nice. And let's just check what did it then with the scripts. So in the script now I have two more scripts. One of them it's storybook that starts storybook, and you're going to use that for development. And if you want to get your stories and put it into production, you will need the build storybook. Okay, right now we are just going to use the start storybook. Okay, so I'm going to do that right now outside, but until the end of this live we will create a Docker to run and do all of that. Right now, just because we want to focus on how to use that, I'm going to do that outside my container. Okay, it's not it's not that it's not recommended, but it's not the way I do. I like to create machines to work every single thing I do have. Okay, so but right now, story book, and just see what happens. And it's going to build. Nice, beautiful. And there you go. It starts a new page. Right now it's running on the localhost 6006, and it has already a button, and then you can see the example of a primary button, a secondary button, a large button, a small button. Okay. Hello Guy, welcome to the Gold Stack. How are you? How was your day? Welcome to the Gold Stack. I don't know who else more it's in there. Let me see if I can check that. I never know how to check these kind of things, but well, Albas is here, Duquito is here, Guilherme is here, and I can see if there are more people. If you are there, just say hello and I will give you hello to the Gold Stack. Nice. going back, nice. And then there is a header that shows an example of header logging all this structure. It's here in the stories, okay? So as you can see, we have a button JSX, button CSS, and then we have the story, okay? But I'm not going to use this folder, so I'm just going to open a new one, and then I'm just going to go to the front. It's SPA, and then I'm going to src, and then I will remove the stories folder. Okay, it's going to remove. If we go back to the page, there is nothing here because we don't have any stories. So how do I create a story? It's gonna be really simple. So let's go to some component and let's check that. For example, I do have a button. Okay, I do have a button, and now I want to create a let me just, silence, I kill you. Okay, so we just need to create another file called index.stories.jsx, and there you go. It even changed the icons. It's just because actually the icons are working because I have an extension called material icon theme. This library is the one doing the icons thing that I do have right here. Okay, so nice. And what do I do now? So since I have a button, how would I create a story to that button? The first thing that you need to do is to import React, of course. So React from React, okay? So React is in the context, and I need to import my button. So let's just do that. Import the button, okay, from, import the button from, there you go, okay? And I need to export a default. It's a little bit different, but you need to do that. Export default, okay, and then you export an object. This object is just the configuration of the storybook. For example, I do have title, okay, and this title, it's gonna be the title in the sidebar. I'm just going to show you. So let's just atoms. I will just follow the same structure that I have in my component. So it's gonna be atoms and button, okay? And the component that I want to render, of course, is gonna be the button, okay? So, and then it's gonna to create an error, of course. Nice, really nice. What's about this error? This is saying I can't resolve hooks. Okay, I don't know hooks. I don't know what hooks means. Okay, so I need to explain to storybook what does mean when I do that. For example, when I import things just like that. Okay, so I need to solve that problem first. And if I want to solve that problem first, this is not actually an error because of the hooks, but okay, I got it. This is because when I'm using the theme just like that, these just work because I have the context. So if I go to my index.jsx, you're gonna see that I have all my providers, okay, and then I have the app. So if I want to run my story should be here, just in the middle. Okay, so what I need to do in order to work that, I need to create a provider with all the providers, and then this provider will receive a children, and this children will be rendered, and then I will use that in the storybook. So how do I do that? Let's do it. How do I do it? We do it. So I will create a new component. Okay, it's gonna be called providers.jsx. Okay, and then the thing that we always do, React from React. Okay, and then let's create a component here called providers. That's gonna be a function, and this function returns, it's going to return, let's get the index, it's going to return all of that. So this is going to be the provider, and this provider is going to receive a children, and of course this children, it's going to be just like here. Nice. So if I need all of that in my index, I will do the import providers from providers. Okay, actually I need to export it. So export default providers. There we go. So I'm exporting it. It's going to complain about the children because I need that. So let's just copy and paste because I am a vagabond. Okay, so let's just do that. Let's just copy the providers, and then let's just do that, and then let's just do import these from prop types. There we go. Another thing that's working. Nice. Let's go back to the client and providers from providers. Nice. This is working. So I'm just going to get that and put it here right now. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm just going to providers, and let's just do that. Okay, so now instead of just creating all the providers inside the index.js, I've just created another component called providers, and of course all these things, it's gonna be in the providers, and voila, it is working. Okay, nice. As you can see, it's still not working. So why this is not working? Because I need to go to the storybook preview. Okay, so this is the default thing, and I need to add some decorators. Okay, so export const decorators. Okay, decorators is something that all the stories in the storybooks are going to do. Okay, so I'm just going to receive a story here. Okay, this is going to be a function as well, and I will export that as a providers. Okay, and inside of the providers, it's gonna be my story, but it can just, just go there. And of course, I need to import the providers from it's gonna be source providers. There we go. Nice. Building. Still can't get the okay. The React shooter. Okay, so I'm just going to keep going because I believe that I need to finish this story first. So the next thing that I need to do is to create a template. So const template, it's gonna be, it's just like a component, okay? And this is gonna be the responsible to render the button for me. So let's just get everything that I received from the arguments. That's gonna be the props actually, so let's just call it props. So there you go, the props, and this is 3, okay? And but I'm just going to do that. Nice. And the now I will create the first example of my button, okay? And as you can see, if you just go to the button, we have this property called sizes. So it's small, medium, and large. So I will create the small one first, okay? So let's do that. What? Okay, let's just close it. Okay. So const is small button. This is small button, it's gonna be the template. And I will bind. So why does Storybook does that? It does that because I want, when you use bind in JavaScript, what you're saying is the context that template it's inserted will be bind. So it's just like you get the D's and inject the D's on the template. So that's what happening here. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get the small buttons dot args. Okay, it's not going to be args, it's going to be props, because it's the one that's there. Actually, I believe that by default, the default from Storybook, it's called args. So let's just keep with the default right now. And I can pass a props here, and the props is gonna be the size. Okay, the size, it's gonna be small. And there we go. Let's just check. This is Stu having a problem with that. Can resolve Teams in button. So you don't know that, but you don't know that. You don't know that because of the decorators. Let's just conceal it and then start it again and see what happens. I believe that it's some kind of cache or something like that. Let's do it. Wait, what? Hmm? Oh, I'm stupid. Of course. Absolutely, of course. When I'm working with my application, I'm using Webpack to do some magic. This magic makes this SRC folders be just like a module. So I need to do the same thing for Storybook. So how do I do that? I will create a new file here, okay? It's webpack.config.js, okay? So because when Storybook's running, it's actually behind the curtains, it's using Webpack. So if I add a file called webpack.config.js here, it will merge the configuration that's inside the behind the curtains Webpack with everything that I put in here, okay? So what I need to do is to do exactly the same thing that I have in my original Webpack, okay? So let's just do that, require path, okay? and modules dot exports. Something's wrong here, so it's module, yeah, module dot exports, and of course this is going to receive the config. That's the config is the original configuration that's behind the curtains. Okay, so all that configuration is here, and I need to change something. What I'm going to need is the config dot resolve dot modules, and this is going to be how do I know that? How do I know that's config? So if you go to my webpack, you're gonna see that I have some configuration, and then you're gonna see that here it is, the option resolve, the option modules. It's the one that it's doing the magic. Okay. So what I need to do is to replace that by something that I'm using. Okay. So let's just get the path, and then let's resolve this path, and then this is gonna be the gene name, and let's go back one folder because I'm inside the storybook, so I need to go back one folder in order to get the src folder. Okay, and I'm just going to do the node modules. So that concat that I have in the webpack, it's exactly the same thing. So wait, what? Let's go. Valid configuration object, because it's config resolve modules, and then it's best resolve your name. It's gonna go back to folders and then node your modules. Of course, if you are rewiring, you need to return that configuration. There we go, and let's check it again. Fuck yeah. Beautiful. It's working. Well, it's not that it's working because I don't have my button, and I should have my button. Why I don't have my button? I want my button. Give me buttons. Okay, so let's check. Let's check what's wrong here. So, okay, I've imported the button. I've put the React in the context, and then I've exported the title. I've exported the component. I've created the template, passing all the arguments that I'm going to receive. I've just created a small button also. Okay, of course, I need to export that. There we go. Beautiful. Mwah. Delicious. There we go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Here it is, my button. Why there's nothing in this button, I can click on it. So I can just check medium and large. How would be a medium, large? You can just get that as well. Oh, of course, I can pass the children. Okay, children. And the children, it's gonna be button. There we go. Okay, so everything that you pass here is gonna be passed as an argument. The argument, it's just like a property for your storybook. Okay, and now it starts the reason why this it's not a good idea. So why is that not actually a good idea? Because as I told you before, this is a documentation. If that's a documentation, everything that's exported in the prop types, the storybook will automatically understand and will create that in here. So as you can see, for example, we don't have we don't have the full width, okay? Because we are doing that. If I just do something very simple, so let's just get the full width from here, add the full width from here, and then I will document the front width. That's gonna be prop types dot bool, so it's a boolean. If you go back, there you go, I just have the property here, and then I can test it. So again, this is why I like to export all the properties in here. When you make your application grow and grow and grow, the documentation is gonna be really, really, really important and really necessary. Okay, there is another thing that we could use here. That's the on-click. Okay, I need to document that on-click. Okay, so let's just get the on-click here, on-click, and then let's just get on-click. Gonna be prop types dot func, and there you go. Now I have a new thing. It's called on-click, and let's go to the stories, and let's just get the on-click. On-click, yeah, but not this one. This one. So it's gonna be one click. On click, of course, it's a function. Let's just do a console, for example, console log. Click it. Okay, there you go. So when I click on my button, you will see automatically that some actions was represented. So what it's happening, it's giving me back the on-click event, and then you can see all the event and what does that mean. So it's a type click, and there is a console somewhere. I don't remember. I believe it's here. No, this is the rotation. No, I would like to go back. Yeah, that's actually good. And I can somewhere I do have a console. I don't remember. This is just showing the component. If you click on here, you're gonna see all the distance between your components. This you see as how's a button into a mobile, small mobile, large mobile, or tablet, or a common application. And these you can turn on the grid, so you can see the grid, the button, how's the button's gonna be in the grid. You can change the light and dark themes. Okay, so this how's gonna be a button in a dark background, how's the button in the light background. So this is all very useful. You can do less zoom, add zoom, and reset that. I know where is the console. I know that there's a console somewhere. This is not. It's gonna close that. Actions. Let's just see if no, it's not doing. I know that there is a console somewhere, but I don't know where. Change shadows, rotation, full screen, search, previews, next starts, not all of that. This is to check if I have a lot of components that just want to find one. This is gonna be really useful to do that. But when you are working with a real project, that's a project on the that's professional and really working with that, this is gonna be really good. For example, let's just get label at input. This is gonna be really good. Let's just copy it and copy it and paste it. Okay, so that's not gonna be a button that's gonna be a label add input. Label add input. Okay, but this is not in the atoms, this is in the molecules. Okay, let's see if something happens. Yeah, there we go. Now I do have that. Of course, it's gonna break because I need a lot of properties, and all these properties are gonna be needed in here. Let's just check that. So class name I'm not gonna need, ID it's not actually necessary. This is the reference. Oh, this is a good one because we need the reference, and the label is a string, the type is a string. Okay, so we need to do all of that. So let's just get and call it, for example, let's just copy that and then label that input simple. There we go. So now inside of the labeled input we have the labeled input simple, and let's just remove all of that. And how am I gonna do that fast? Let's just get that beautiful, and let's just paste it in here. So class name I don't need, this can be in a string, so let's call, for example, this is for username. Okay. The reference, there we go. So the reference we can't do right now. Why? We can't do because we need to use a hook to create a reference. If you remember, when we are creating forms, we are not using states, we are using reference. So I actually needed to return something like use have, something like that. Of course, the hooks does not work if it's not inside a function. It needs to be inside a function. This is an object, so that this hook is not going to work. So I'm just going to comment this one right now, and we will understand how do you solve that problem. The input ID it's a string, so let's call it username as well. The label, it's the string that's on the top, so it's going to be username. The type, it's the type of the input, let's call it text. The placeholder, again, the placeholder is going to be username. Okay. Required, let's pass it false right now. And error message, no error right now. So let's not pass it at all. Okay, nice. Now I need to solve the use have problem. If the only place that the hook works it's inside a function, so what I'm gonna do, well, here is my function. So I will just return it, okay? And then here, I'm just going to create const username. It's gonna be a use have, okay? And the reference, it's gonna be the username. There we go. So I believe that it works. Let's just check it. I can get length of new. Where do I use length? Length. Okay, the error message. It's not something that. It should be something like that. Ooh, beautiful. I'm sorry for that word. It's fucking beautiful. Look at that. So now I can see all the controls in my molecule. These molecules represents a input in my application, so that I can use that for well. So if I type and say that this is required, of course the required is not going to see because you need to actually submit. So this is gonna do well. Should I add a button? I'm not gonna add a button right now, but okay. Error message is gonna be an array, and I can get some value. But error message I need to pass. Okay, let's pass some error message and see what happens. So some error. I believe it's not just like that, isn't it? I did the component, I didn't even remember that. So okay, let's just get that. Nice. So in the errors, I need a field that the name's username. Okay. So let's just go back to that. So I need something called username and then some error. Oh, okay. Okay, I need that inside an object. Okay. It should not work. I don't remember how's the error I got. So field and errors. So I'm going to reduce the error path. So we need to rebuild the thing. So it's path and error. So in the path, I believe that's gonna be username, and in the error, it's gonna be the error message. So let's just go back here. So path, it's gonna be username, and the error, it's gonna be some error. Still not. It's message. Okay, not working. Array of object. This object has. Okay. So if the path is like the field. Okay. The path is the field. So the field input ID and ID, it's username, all that is username. It's working. Let's see. And then that's error message. So the only thing I need is the error and the error message. It's gonna find if there's an error, so this should be working. Okay. Path. Some error. Actually, we should get an error here. The ID is username. Label. I can check the label if yeah, it's work, but there's not the label. Now I'm really curious. How would be the error message? Let me just check something. Yeah, it's working. So spa.local.js console. Let's just get to. It's not saying sign up, isn't it? Yeah, this one. So when do you have errors? How's the error? Network. Because I already done that. It's already in the memory, so it's not going to execute it anymore. It's not calling the backend because it's already in the cache, the calling, so I'm using all the reacts. Okay, let's just do that. It's not calling the backend? How that would be possible? What's that? Where do you get network? Give me all. You're not. Okay, now it gave me some error back. There we go. Okay, image required. Oh, fucking cache. Uh-huh. So let's just do that, let's do that, let's do that, then do that, do that. It's not the cache. The application, it's doing it by itself before asking anything from the backend. So it's the sign up page, the validation, the sign up page. Yeah, so I can set a error message, this one. So let's console log first messages. Nice. So if I do that, wait, what? Huh. Yeah, it's just like that, path and message. Yes, I'm doing it right. Why it's not showing the error? It should, what I'm expecting to happen is to appear, I'm sorry, it's to appear that if I'm passing some error, that should be happening. So I'm just going to get that error messages. Where's the error message? Okay. So the error message is used by the set error message. That's exactly that. Error message. Hey, how's that empty? It's not empty. Oh, thank you very much. It's exactly what I did. Message and path. And this matches with that. So, it's not error messages, is it? What's the... Yeah, it's error messages. Yeah, as I just copied, so of course it's that. So why I don't have a thing here? Is it cache? No, it's not cache. It's not because the error, it's here. It's described here. Path and a message. I can see that raw. It has nothing to do with the position of the things, isn't it? So let's just do that. What? Like that? What's that red? Yeah, path isn't miss. Some error. I don't know why, but I was expecting to see that working here. Let's just do something. The labeled input. Let's just go here and do some console log error message and see what happens. You mother flower. There we go. You have your error. Treat your error, sir. Class name reference. I don't need that. Username, it's right. Input ID. Should input ID be the same name of that? No. Type password. Yeah, now it's a type password. It's working actually. Yeah. Ooh, please show me. Show me the meaning of being alone. Okay. guys, I actually don't know why it's not showing, because it would, if I have the error messages, it should do that. And the error message is there, as you saw, the array, it's there with the path, it's an array, and the zeros, we have the path, the message, everything that we need in order to, okay, I can test another thing. Let me check. Okay, it has errors. Let me check this one now. Show console log field and errors. Just check what's going on here. Let's just do something. Okay, field and error. You mother flower. Username. So error path equal field. Okay, I just want to know now what's that. So let's just do console log that and just see true. And that is that true? Oh man, console log that it's true. Okay, so that's true, so this should be rendering. Why it's not? To tip 2. Actually, let's use 2tip instead of 2tip2. 2tip. Let's just get 2tip. Well, it's not a problem because I do have the SPA working as sign up. Yeah, it's there. It was the 2tip. It's here, but it's here. Okay, well, as you can see, my component was not that well done, so this is the reason that it was actually there but not in the place I was expecting to. Well, we need to improve that a lot, but I was just showing you how you can work with that and how you can work with storybook. And as you can see, it creates molecules and create atoms, and we can actually make it even better if we come here and do components. Okay, and then it's gonna be components, molecules, nice, and then the button, let's do the same thing, components, and then atoms, buttons, and there you go. So now I have a specific folder for all my components, and then it's gonna be just like I have in my application, the same structure, components, molecules, atoms. Then in the atoms I will have the button. I can check for button large, button medium and small, and then the children, I can something here, and then I can check how would that how would that be in the screen. If I want to check for a small mobile, it's gonna be just like that. Let's just check something even better. Let's check a form, for example. So I'm just going to copy these, and then let's just put that into the signing form. It's better. So paste, there you go, that's my signing form, and let's just remove all that right now, and this is gonna be, of course, these, and then let's just go here, and this, it's gonna be just like that, and this is not molecules, this is organisms. It's gonna be signing form. The reference I don't need anymore, and I can make it go away. Okay, so I don't have to use have anymore. Nice. And let's check the references and stories. We need all of that. Of course, username and password are references, so I just removed it, but I post username. It's gonna be use have. Use have. There you go. And const password. It's gonna be a use have as well. Nice. This is just like that. Nice. And of course, username, it's gonna be username, and password, it's gonna be a password. There you go. So I don't need these and these. The error message, let's just do new right now, and the handle submit, I just do a console log and submit that. There we go. Organisms, signing form. There you go. Now I have my signing form. Is the error message a string? Yes, the error message is a string. So let's check if I do something like username invalid. There you go. You can see what happens if an error message is shown in the background. So we are working with Storybook's installed and all of that. The next thing I want to do is, I don't want to run the story outside, just like we are doing right now. I want to create a specific machine to run my storybook. Okay, so let's just do that with the Docker. Let's close all of that, and let's go to the SPA, Docker Compose local. Nice and beautiful. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just going to copy the SPA. Control C, and then let's just do the Control V. I don't know why VS Code does that, but let's just go back one. I can't use the SPA URL, okay, because the SPA URL will be already used. So I need a new environment for local that it's going to be the stories. Okay, so stories. So instead of SPA, it's gonna be stories. Okay, nice. And now I have the stories URL. I can use that one right now. To this one. I was moving there, but actually I should do that here, and then I copy and paste to the example. Nice. So let's just go back in here. So we go back just a little bit, and let's just I'm doing that in the example as well. Let's just do that here. Nice. Let's close all of these. I just need to work on that right now and on that. Okay, so I do have that. and I do have that, the SPA. So instead of being the SPA, it's gonna be stories. Okay, and the URL, it's gonna be that. So this one is we're going to keep it, and of course I'm going to wait for the SPA to respond. So okay, stories, the container name is just stories URL. It's going to, okay, so these we need to change as well. So it's going to be stories web for traffic. So traffic have a new position in the all the proxy configurations. This is gonna be beautiful, but I need a new variable called stories. So if I have that stories, the command in the end to run that should be different. Okay. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna create a new variable called story, yes, just like that. And then in the .env, the stories, it's gonna be true. Where's the debug? I had debug somewhere. How did I do debug API? Oh, I don't have debug, turn it on. Okay, so let's just do that. So if I have the stories variable in my environment of variables, I need to run the stories. Okay, so this is gonna be true. So I have that variable in the stories, but I don't have the variable in the SPA. So I'm going to go to the SPA, and in the run, this is just doing the yarn dev. But instead of doing that, I'm just going to do something like that. So it's going to be something like that, else, and then fee. Okay, so if I do have the stories, I'm just going to run yarn storybook, and if I don't, it's gonna be like that. Okay, right. So it's not equal develop, I'm sorry. If I just have that it's gonna be equal true. Okay, there we go. I believe that everything is on place, and we can test that and check if it works. I believe that's gonna work, so let's just do that. Let's clean everything, nice clean. So Docker compose up, compose up, build failed. Why? Yeah, this is actually right. This is right. Why can't you? TGS.data? It doesn't make sense. There's nothing running. Again, what was the error? I just forgot the error. I'm the TGS, yes, Docker compose up. Okay. Docker compose up. Some networks were defined but are not used. Ah, it's network. Docker network rules. Yeah. it's not that. Airbnb. Checking context against that. I don't. Wait, what? What's talking about dot data? What I've done? I didn't. Stories URL. This is all exactly the same. Split right. Okay, so let's just check the SPA, see if it's the same. Docker file, volumes. It's exactly the same one. What you complaining about? Maybe it's very stupid, but it's not that. But let's just try. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I don't do that. Stories. Yeah, it can't. Let's delete the. Really? The dot data? The database was the problem? Why? That's new. Okay. Somehow the database folder was the problem. Okay. Stories. The stories is building. Oh, I need to add the stories into my hosts. So actually, let's just wait for the end. Okay, so let's just copy that. Copy, and then I need to add that in my host. So etc.hosts, and let's just add that in the TGS. Where's the TGS? TDS, there you go. So that, and then that's that. Okay, now if I go to my web browser and then do that, bad gateway. Okay, I know why. So let's just do that. I will go to the SPA, the package JSON. I need to do that and add the host to 0000. Okay, let's save it. Let's try to clean everything up, and let's just do the Docker Compose app again. Okay. And let's just check it. Beautiful. There we go. Now I'm using a real thing. So I have my login. Another thing that you can do something like that. You can go to the components, organisms, forms, and signing form. You can add decorators if you want to. You can add decorators. I believe that's here, and it's just like that. It's not. Okay, let's just storybook decorate. There we go. Storybooks decorators. Okay. No, this is the default, general default. Decorates just like that. It's a function inside the, okay. And then story, So, okay. So I need to add an array here and then a function, and this function it's going to return my, so it's going to be story, and this is going to be, I can add, for example, a div, okay, and then I can add my story here. Nice. So nothing happens, but if I add something, for example, style, and let's use max width, 100. So as you can see now, it will be contained. Whatever I had in my story will be contained into that div. Okay, let's just make it a little bit bigger. There we go. So now I can see it better. You can even do things like, if you want to, you can do the display flags, align self. Align items, center, and justify content center. Let's check it. It's I have achieved in that. Yeah, it's just to make it a little better. Why items? What's the other one? The flex direction, it's okay. I don't need, because it's just one component, but I could use like column, just for nothing like special. Okay. Let me see, because I do have that in the templates, the generic template. Yes. I'm missing this. Min height, it's viewport. So it's the min width. This one is gonna be 100 of the viewport. There we go. So now it's centralized and it's way better. Beautiful. And then, well, why would you do that? Well, there are a lot of reasons of why you would do that. So if you go to the UN storybook examples, and if you check again the UN one, this one, and if you go to the components they have, what I do here, as you can see, that screen that I have, this screen over here, they are using that in here, and then they are formatting everything. There is a little, well, some examples with demos, usage behavior, and all that, and all the information just like that. So you can use the decorators to change everything that you want and put things in an order that you want that to be. So, well, there is a lot of things that you could do with Storybook, but I believe that the best one is when you are starting a new component, starting a new form and everything, instead of need to have a complete page to put the form in the middle or to do something like that. You can just start in the Storybook, just get the component, just create something like this story, a very simple one with React, and then exporting, and then you just put in there. Then you start to create your component just like that. And when you are creating this component, the component will appear in the screen, and then you can check all the things. You have light color, just like that, so you can check how would be in a dark element. If you want to add more colors and different things, you can always come to the preview. There is a lot of controls that you can create new colors, and well, a lot of things that you can add more. Just go to the manual, read that, and you are really gonna be happy with all these things. It's a really powerful tool that you can use in your application from now on. A lot of the things that I show you, for example, the testing, storybook, and prop types and all of that, should I use, should I not use? The answer is always depends. Depends what you want, depends what you need, depends what you want to do. So if you are alone and just want to build the software faster, just by yourself, to give it to a client, you start it without the testing, without all this information. Just do the job that you want to do, and then you can show to the client. The client's gonna be happy with that, and then you say, hey, now I need more time to implement tests, to implement storybook, to implement this and that and that and that. The way I'm showing you, as you can see, it's not actually needed, but you can add with time. So if you just want to focus your concentration into understand how to develop with React, you can just create the JSX, focus on that, creating the functions. You don't even need the prop types. You just do whatever you have to do, and then you will understand how does that work. And now that I understand, I need to document a little bit more, so you can add more prop types and things like that. And then now I want to deliver a very good quality application for my clients. So you're gonna add tests, you're gonna add storybook, you're gonna add Cypress, you're gonna add a lot of things. Okay, so that's it. Thank you very much for being here with me this night. It's really nice to have you on the other side. It was incredible today. We understand how to create storybook, how to add storybook to the Docker and run it in a different machine, so it's always there. If you want to check your application, it will be there. You don't need to know yarn this and that, a lot of different terminals running all around. It's just like it's just there for you to work. I think that's a good one. I'm gonna call the day. Thank you very much. See you in the next live every Tuesdays and Thursdays on Twitch. So twitch.tv/thegodstack, and we will work. Thank you very much. It was an incredible night. Today Bruno was not with us because he's really focused on a project in Platanus. So I said, hey, focus on the project. Today it's not needed, and I will be there with you, but I'm always here with you every Tuesday, every Thursday. We will be here together. See you in this next live. Thank you for everyone that being here. Thank you, Albus. Thank you, Duquito. Thank you, Guilherme. And well, a lot of people that I'm not seeing right now, but thank you very much for all that. And thank you in the YouTube, you're seeing this video. Thank you very much. And thank you for everyone that's seeing this video later. You are awesome. Use the tools, know the tools, rule the world of software development. You can do that. I believe in you. See you in the next live. Bye.